Hi there, welcome to another Stellaris Dev Diary Text and Talk, number 71 this time, Adam's Update Part 2, which is for 1.6. That is coming next week actually, May the 9th. At the 1-year anniversary of Stellaris release, there's a big number of fixes. We have the full patch notes right here, we're going to talk about them a bit, but not too much as most are tweaks and fixes. And there are some highlights here about, hive minds. They're getting modified, so they get something that is called Devouring Swarm Civic. You can see that here. A hive mind exists only to consume and grow stronger. We will collect all available biomatter and evolve to consume the galaxy. Xenopops will always be eaten. Have no effect on tradition cost. We gain society research from eating xenopops. Also, ship hull points are increased by 10%, hull regeneration by 0.5%, army damage increased by 40%, research speed biology, only biology, increased by 20%. And no diplomacy. So this is basically the hive mind version of fanatic purifiers. Just with a little touch to it, even more. A single organism that wants to devour them all. You can, though, still throw out insults and declare war. So that's the diplomacy for you. It's going to be interesting, right? Then we've got terraforming enhancements. That's really a highlight. So you can research ecological adaptation, which allows to terraform inhabited planets, which gives a slight happiness penalty while the process is underway. And yeah, that's basically the solution to the problem. When you rapidly expand at the start, you may have a problem later on if if you want to stay with your own citizens and not mix up. Like, if you're going for all migration treaties, mixing up of populations, then all will be fine for you, even without ecological adaptation. But if you have, not adaptable people and send them everywhere to these 40% worlds, then you have a bunch of 40% worlds and you're stuck with them. And this is to counteract that. So, basically this fuels also the Devouring Swarm. So if you play the Devouring Swarm, it will be much easier with ecological adaptation. So that's what is great about, great and new about this Adams update. And there's some addition also. For those with Utopia, we've also made slight adjustments to the World Shaper perk. When it's taken, you'll immediately unlock the atmospheric manipulation technology. If that is not already researched, it will be more likely to have other more advanced terraforming technologies be available for research. So that's very handy. I think influencing the probability of technologies that come up is a good feature for the perks. That would shape you in the direction of the perk again. So that is a good thing in my eyes. So to have infinite replayability. Is it already there? Maybe. But they make it so that no game has to be the same. Again. Then what do we have? The features, Utopia features, Devouring Swarm and Repairing Megastructure. Then more features. Yeah. Possible to repair ruined ring worlds also if you don't have a Utopia with a mega engineering technology. Then more empire rooms, which we had last week. Looks really fine. Then replaced growth time modifier effect with growth speed and rebalanced related values. So that's going to get another overhaul. I'm curious as how that is. That affects quite much basically too. So it's going to be a big change, along with that, food stockpile change. That is something that is really that has an influence. It's just a side note, but it has a really big influence on how to play. And yeah, the added ability to drain sector resource stockpiles, giving you 75% of their stockpiled resources, the cost of 100 influence. The cost is reduced to 25 influence during defensive wars. That's going to be very powerful. So you can now finally use sectors to also stockpile resources if you're going for that. If you want to game that, then the one huge sector tactic is no longer the best. So you can have very, very huge stockpiles doing that. Then now possible to terraform inhabited planets, which we've already seen. You can now set taxes for energy credits and minerals on sectors separately. That's going to be fine. I mean, sometimes you just want an energy sector. And yeah, you want to tax that energy sector for energy credits, of course, because it's going to have an abundance of energy credits. But you want to leave them the minerals, so they can play around with the minerals. I mean, I tax all my sectors 75%, like the maximum, because yeah, you can always give them something, right? So why wouldn't... I'm going for taxes, 100% possible taxes, like the 75% taxes from the start, and I just give them stuff if I think, hey, I have that left over for my sector here. Iron Man autosaving is now quarterly instead of monthly. Makes Iron Man maybe a little tougher. I don't know. I don't know what that defect is. I don't play Iron Man because, yes, it's just really mostly impractical with making YouTube videos. It's another thing in a stream. I mean, but if you have like 100 episodes and you think like in 50 episodes we'll have that finish, and then your Iron Man saves fail, then what are you gonna do? Or if, yeah, you're going to cry. And your whole audience that wants to see a great story finish is going to cry. So yeah, so that's why I don't know much about Iron Man. Of course, if you're achievement hunter, like Mr. Flurry or how is he called, then Iron Man is the thing to go for. More balance. Oh, I'm not a fan of balance. So I'm really... Let's just look over it. Humans are now adaptive, nomadic, and wasteful instead of quick learners and nomadic. Yeah, okay, of course, okay. The interesting thing is... okay. Look at that. That's interesting. Cost of species modification projects is now based on the difference between the traits at the start and the end of the modification, rather than on the sum of the trait costs. That is very helpful, especially for things like adding very adaptable or something like that. Then Pretherin Scourge Crisis will show up more often and the Unbidden less often. That is cool. I've seen the Unbidden very often and the Pretherin Scourge just not. So I think that's a good balance. Then doubled the strength of the fleets, of the extra dimensional fleets. Oh, power of fallen awakened empire fleets now scales somewhat to the size of the galaxy. That's going to be interesting. I like really huge galaxies. That's going to be really crazy. No longer possible to technologically enlighten fanatic xenophobe primitives. That makes sense. It's a nice twist. Choosing religious awakening and end of the old gods event chain now just shifts your empire's ethics towards spiritualist rather than completely replacing them. I don't know much about that. Increased warp wind down time. That's good, because warp is pretty good right now. Too good a little bit. Charismatic repugnant now only impact opinion of other empires respectively, rather than affecting happiness. I'm not sure if I'm... I think that repugnant twist was kind of cool. It could be annoying, but it absolutely makes sense. I mean, if your neighbor is a blubbering, stinking slob, would you be happy? I mean, if you don't see him, maybe you're just as happy, but if he's a stinking, slobbering blob, maybe you're not that happy, right? So, I don't know. I found that funny to have, so I'm not sure. Pops that are freed from slavery in the caste system will now have some lingering unhappiness about being made slaves in the first place. All right, don't know. I haven't used caste system much. What delicious titans gives 50. Okay, now that's going together. Plus 50% food from delicious titans. Hive minds can now choose to eat titanic life. Probably when they settle on the planet. Oh, crazy things. Crazy things coming. Yeah, the World Shaper. We had that Master Builder's Ascension perk increases mega structure build speed. But no longer provides a cost reduction. That's less good then. Terraforming related technologies are now less rare, that's good, and even more likely to appear if you have the World Shaper Ascension perk. Oh. I mean, there's a lot. We're just going to have to see how it plays out. Look at that. That's the list, and look at that. Hive mind, more Hive minds buffs. Yeah, let's concentrate on the highlights here. Science Nexus has very high science output now. And cooldowns to insults, that's cool. Pre-FTL civilizations can no longer achieve FTL in the first 25 years of the game. Oh, that makes sense somehow. For flavor. Because you always like had these empires that weren't in before, and you thought, what? What? Where does this big empire come from? Often they have really good planets, and then you have a strange empire there. Now, yeah, the Hive minds get 10% more habitability and 25% more pop growth speed. So Hive minds are going to be the thing to go for. Go for these consuming, devouring Hive minds. Guys, they are going to be the absolute superpower right now. And a lot of buildings are also balanced. Like habitats a little better at mineral production, a little worse at energy and science production. Though still much better at the latter than the former. Yeah, that... At least that stays, right? But yeah, some effects reduced, like the Paradise Dome, that was really over the top. It was so good, but on the other hand, it was also like developed, and it was justified. Cultural center, yeah, the Unity output goes up. They should have done that at the Paradise Dome too. Then the AI improvements. I'm a big fan of AI improvements. Now better understands how to develop planets with only slaves and non-sentient robots. That's good. Improved AI logic for calculating when it can win a ground invasion. That's good. Devotes more resources to building up a force of assault armies before declaring war. That wasn't the problem after all. But... I mean, if it is so, it is so. Fixed AI calculating adjacency bonus is wrong. Oh, that's a great help. That's a really great help for your sectors. Auto-explore no longer explores war territory. That's also helpful. Created define for army military power molds when calculating if AI should land armies. Whatever. Fixed bug, causing fleet order within borders to be cancelled when target fleet was moving between systems. Oh, good. AI no longer installs 2 required components of the same type on a ship. That explains a lot. Tweaked calculation of AI fleet size to avoid fleets being split up right after the country fleet size is above the defined value. What? Okay. So they're not distributing their fleets so much. As a result, probably. Civilians and transports emergency FTL as soon as they are in combat and their health is below 100%. I would like to have that also instantly. And so this, I think this forces them to do that. So you can make them disappear by a little tickle. Fix bug where AI was trying to move a leader that was already on its way to a location. Oh my god. Fix bug where AI cancelled fleet in order to attack hostiles within borders. Alright. That explains also a lot. Fix the bug where the sector AI, oh now it gets good, was checking against the owner country's minerals instead of its own when deciding whether to build a spaceport. My god. Oh my god. It's good. Then sectors. Sectors will now properly stop colonizing when you turn off the colonize setting. Oh, good. Will no longer settle planets that would anger a fallen empire that is superior to their own empire. That is good. Sector AI should no longer build over alien pets and Betharian stone with buildings that can't make use of them. Oh. That's a blessing. Fixed an issue where Sector AI would construct buildings on tiles worked by livestock. Alright. Sector AI now prioritizes building robot pops on planets with unworked buildings. That's really good. And now prioritizes building robot pops on planets that have biological pops that cannot reproduce. Also good. And Sector no longer gets stuck trying to colonize planet in a hostile system. What? Oh, that is fixed, right? That is not balanced, that is fixed. Let's look at the performance issues. That are also interesting, I think. Clean up frame meshes so they don't get pushed to the graphics card at all. Sounds good. Multi-threaded ship component targeting. So makes more use of your processors if you have multiple ones, multiple threads. If so, that's pretty good. Pretty good news for the Ryzen guys. For the Ryzen guys, or the ones that go for the 6 or 8 core CPUs from Intel. That's going to be fun to have if you have like a big computer in the late game. That is probably going to help a lot. So it's good. It will just make the game quicker. Run quicker if you want it. More graphics. Ringbolt planets have unique sky backgrounds. Nice. Fix missing effects when missiles miss their target. All right. So they also explode now. 2 new planet modifiers. Oh, that's cool. I love planet modifiers. That makes them so special and always gives me hints on how to name them. New event images for Utopia. Oh, cool, cool, cool. That's also. I love these these little tweaks. They make the game more beautiful. Adjusted some ship sizes icons, and yeah, like the ships could use a graphical overhaul also a little bit. I mean, I don't look at them much, but you could tweak them a little bit. I mean, they're already looking pretty good, but they can always look better, right? Several new modifier icons. That's good. But it's, yeah, and then bug fixes. Fixed out of sync. That is really cool for the multiplayer guys. Fixed crash to desktops. That was like everywhere over there, and fixing crash to desktop is always great. Also, where would I read that? Quit to desktop will now trigger an Iron Man save. That's cool. So you don't forget to save your Iron Man game, and it's not corrupted then, or something like that. That's really cool. So that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not going to read that out. So when is it coming out again? It is next week on May the 9th. The 1-year anniversary of Stellaris release. Very good, very good. I'm looking forward to it. Also like to some things like this, but I hope you got informed as you wanted in this video. Thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, and yeah, I'm making regular videos about the Dev Diaries, sometimes also about the Twitter news, but I haven't had time at the last parts. A lot of job things, so yeah, I'd be happy to have you here. There's LPs running for Stellaris, some guides, a lot of friendly guys and maybe girls, I don't know. Also playing Stellaris. Maybe you get a multiplayer partner there in the comments. So I'd be happy if you join. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Happy gaming to you, and see you in one of the next Dev Diary text and talks or some other video. Have a good time until then.